Am I visible now? Visible? I guess I'm visible now. Was I visible? Sometimes I get invisible. Okay. Yes, you're visible now. Thank you very much. Thanks for confirming. And here we had, if you guys looked at the previous session, the London session trade, this one, right? That was massive. 200 and how many pip? 210 pip. We win with that trade. We taken the profit with this trade. And that we have opened during the London session. Back in trading, guys. This is a massive. We have seen that there was a massive move in the previous trade during the London session, right? Now we are back in another entry. That was significantly massive during the London session. Now we'll be also going through the trade. Now, you know that I do look at the losing trades and I do look at the winning trades. And I guess you guys were here. Have you been during the London session live? We have taken that. Barely any moment for days, then suddenly massive drop with barely any retracement. Now, this is, I would consider it as a very healthy trend now, you know, that it's predictable. Yes, was in the trade from earlier. Yes, thank you very much. And thanks for confirming. You can see that the market, what we can see here on that, let me delete those levels here, and then we will be looking at a new level as the market changing. But there was here, you know, there was a consolidation during the London session time. It is currently in a very, very sharp trend. So the market has broken the weekly support area that you can see. And with the break of this weekly support, good day, welcome. The price, if you look at the weekly, you know, I always look at the higher time frame. See that when you look at the 1 minute, you can't see anything. But if you look at the weekly, you can see a big picture here, right? And that's a very important picture. See that how the weekly price action is playing out. Now, this weekly price action is telling me that I will not be surprised if the market drop back to, you know, that you see this weekly doji. That's a pretty long doji. And if we take the 50% of this, and going half, if you look at here, you see that 50%, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if the market cross even 4306, 4307, even lower, because there is an imbalance here. And that's why looking at higher time frame will give us clear direction. You see that starting off this to this pullback, or surprised to see seeing something like that, to bounce. Any reason for that to happen? I think so. You see that oil price is on the rise, right? Oil price is up, and I'm going to trade on oil, which is running in profit. If you guys look at, and see there was a liquidity sweep at near to the stop loss, but they didn't hit the stop loss. So oil is in rise, right? So the reason oil rise, there is always a correlation. So you need to look at, in fact, all of the factors. See that sentiment, what is going on. There's a volatility now. UAE decides to exit OPEC and OPEC Plus as of May 1st, States News Agency. So UAE decided to exit OPEC. Let's see that why that happened. So UAE is going exiting the OPEC, and that has, so that news, that's a breaking news, right? It's a very high impact breaking news. And now, how does that influence that oil price? Let's look at that here. You guys can see that. Probably you guys have seen my analysis as well on oil. And why does that? You see that breaking news and market reacted. That's why I always tell you guys to look at. And when this happened, gold also bounced back to the upside, which is just the opposite of the overall trend, right? You see that oil bounce, oil dropped for a spike, gold bounced for a spike. Now, once the UAE is exceeding this OPEC, that has created this massive spike down. Does that mean that oil is going to be bearish? What's your opinion on this spike here? Because this is gonna tell you a lot about also gold price. Oil price extend gains in Asian session with Brent crude topping $111 per barrel as the Strait of Hormuz remains inaccessible for more than 8 weeks, and the US-Iran talks are nowhere near resumption. Yeah, so this is what happened exactly. So with the Strait of Hormuz remain closed and there's no negotiation, so therefore it's naturally going back to the upside oil price. But with this breaking news, we saw that there was a spike on oil price, right? And with this, if you look at this one here, this spike, okay, it's a huge spike that happened on oil, and that has, so what the purpose of this spike, can you tell? Let's understand that. Is that for bearish or is that for bullish? Understanding spike is important. Keep in mind, traders, in 90% of the time, this kind of spike is basically to enhance the existing direction of the trend. So keep in mind, you can note it down and you can apply it anywhere. For example, a trend, in 90% of the time, if you see this spike suddenly, especially with the breaking news, is basically an attempt to enhance this trend again back to the upside. Okay, so now if you look at that, well, you can see that oil was already, this is a lower time frame, but it still was in an uptrend. So this spike is potentially be an for enhancing this trend direction. And what this drop now we can see, because it left a huge long wick, it requires that pullback before it potentially goes up. This is a possibility, nothing certain in trading, but this is what my personal view and from the analysis as well as from the market structure. Now, why does this will happen? Is because when there is a possibility for something to rise for long term, then this kind of spike happens because the market needs momentum for a big move, right? Imagine that you want to, like, have you seen that baseball or soccer ball? Baseball usually from standing, but in a cricket ball, the bowler need to go back to go run to shoot the ball, right? It's a momentum gain. So you can easily apply that. So let's say this is your stamp and you can, even if you're doing spin ball, you need to go a little back so that you can gain momentum to throw the ball with the highest energy possible, right? So the market also do like that. So this is spike is basically a momentum gain for the highest, is like further upside, back to the upside. Now, if that's the case, if you see that oil is remaining, my heart is still there. Now, what you need to see here is on XAUUSD. Now, gold is just the opposite of oil, right? We see that with this spike down on oil, with the breaking news, gold had spike up and later it started to break below here. Now, so it is easy. Good evening, welcome. I went to eat dinner and was surprised that there was a massive drop in gold price. Yeah, there was a massive drop and also there is a massive rise as well. There was a massive rise as well. Thank you very much. Ah, come on. That's a massive drop. All right, so here is with this. Now we are dealing with along with the WTI. Now we are looking at gold to see that where it might be heading. Cool. I want to eat it. It says sell silver. What do you think? Yeah, sell silver, buy gold. That's a good idea. Buy more precious things. Okay, so here what we can see in this area, you guys look at, you can see that, and there's a drop, pull back to the upside. It moved in this zone of consolidation, and of that consolidation, if you look at here, now the market is trying to here push back upside, that you can see. Now of this, if you look at here, back to back 3-5 minutes long week candlestick pattern could revert here back above. Now this is still a bear market. All right, so because it's still a bear market, and I'm looking at still here in a downtrend. Just add it to my gold stake. Yeah. Yes, silver and gold, they move in the same direction. So if we are sell on gold, silver as well. Now if you look at here, there was the same way, there was a pretty long wick candlestick pattern has formed in this area, and that long wick that you can see, that expecting the market to go ahead and then fill that zone, create a balance, and then to return again back down here. Just add to my gold stake. We had the previous trade. Now if you look at this one, the previous one, right, during the London session time, we hold the trade which has given, I would like to register that in our record. It was not running here. It's done. 210 pip. That's a big one. So we had 3 trades, 4 trades total since this week. 3 winner, 1 break even. For some might be all of them winner. Yesterday we opened 2 in this New York session live. One I closed earlier, became break even, but the next one has successfully hit that profit target. If you looked at here, that you guys can see that. Now, as you can see that with this breakout, now the market is approaching this intraday level. This is the 1 hour price action, and 1 hour price action, and also the 4 hour. If we look at that, I would like to look at this 4 hour level as well, because the market may have another wave of rejection of this if the market reach that far. Before this 1 hour candle close, if the market goes there, we may see that there is potential rejection of this level, which is less likely. If you look at, this is a very slender price action in this downtrending market, so that might go, and but I think that could react and reject back again of that important area of value. Now with this initial move, pullback, and this is the current level of resistance that you can see. Now in this uptrending market, in this downtrending market, going that much can create a significant selling opportunity for this move again. I'm still bearish on gold and looking forward to see the market to go cross this, or at least go some percentage of this move before we look for sell. The goal here is to look at an entry in the direction of the trend. Now from this zone that you can see, this is narrow areas that if we look at, it's a narrow consolidation that expecting the market to have a reaction back to the upside in this area. For me to look for sell, we will be waiting for the price action to return to the downside. Now this move in this area can create more upside pressure, which is good to see. That we want to see that this market going back to the 4-hour resistance line and 4-hour candle closing. Still we have a long for this. Now here is this move from this support that you can see. There is one move that straight followed by this pullback to that support, and you can see that there is another move, and the market is, if you look at here in that area, going to that resistance line. One, two, three long wick candlestick pattern in this area, which is crossing this high. Let it move up, and I'm really happy to see it's going up here, because we want to see that this market has done a significant pullback, and that pullback might be a lot, and that pullback breaking this lower time frame trend line is our next trading opportunity here. And with if you look at this breakup structure of this support area in this zone here, the market has started to trend back here above to the, now going back to this previous swing high, which is this liquidity zone. And with that movement, if you look at that move, the market has managed to move now to this resistance line. Breaking above can create a selling opportunity for us. If you look at here, you can see there is already head and shoulder that we have seen. The price has reached to that zone, reached to that area of value. We are looking at here for this market now to penetrate this key zone, and that will create a potentially a breakup swing high. So if you look at here in this downtrend, the market was creating this major swing high and lows. So breaking this one here gonna be break of this swing high, which can create potentially a downward pressure, but we'd like to see how the price action reacting to that level. It's also the 4-hour resistance line that you can see. Market has dropped to this 4-hour level, and more often breaking above this level, usually we can expect a short-term drop down back here to this market. Even if not full, we can look for half retracement back below. Thank you. Set it to my gold stack. Now, are you going to look for an entry as the market reach an important milestone here? And at the same time, if you look at this price action, because there was a significant trend, we have seen significant drop earlier. All right, now to sell, we just need to be a little more cautious. And we want to see that major trend line to break. From this high here, it's trying to push back down. Once we see the confirmation of a downtrend, we can look for a possible sell entry. We had a very high win date and you want to keep that maintaining. With this move that you can see the market trying to break this resistance line, and off that resistance line the price action could potentially react here back above to this zone. That's where the market structure to eventually moving up, and I'm still waiting for another confirmation for an entry. Still here you can see in this zone the market is still maintaining a downtrend, an uptrend locally, but overall market structure that you can see is bearish. So we are looking at this selling opportunity. Now in the meantime also I would like to look at our previous trade that we have taken in London session, in this live session, and we have successfully closed 210 pip similar in this one single trade. And I guess you guys also there, this the trade I have sent out also in the premium group, and I would like to share that feedback. That's a great one. All right, so if you guys looked at, we had also oil trade that is running. So this is the one with the gold trade that was sent out in the premium group. This one is the oil trade which is running in, and 230 pip, not 210 pip, 230 pip, nearly there. So we have this is the premium. I usually try to take the full rather than taking partial and then running the rest of the profit, and also the full description of the trade. Now if you look at, this is the trade that we have opened during the London session live. Now the reason I'm bringing it here, we had quite a few trades that we are significantly opening every single session, and each trade is really important to look at, because once you can reprogram your reticular activating system, you are done. This is where you need to, that's why look at each trade. When you look at each trade, what will happen, guys? You see that, look for the trend. That I more often talk about, the famous quote from Nikola Tesla. So Nikola Tesla is a pioneer for AC current. You see that light bulbs that we are running now. It's an AC current, motor, dynamo, and also the remote control, wireless connection. All of that his invention. So he said that once, if you want to know the secret of the universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. These three things that in his quote that he said. So that means that these are the foundational building blocks of this universe, right? If you go to that, and there's nothing in, because you can't even create or destroy in these three things. Now, if you look at the market in the similar way, if you go to the foundational aspect of the market, each trade always ask yourself that, did I consider these three things in my trade? Did I look at the market structure for the direction? That means, am I trading with the trend? Did I look at the price action confirmation? That means, have I looked at a bullish or bearish engulfer or a pin bar or a long wick rejection? And did I look at the liquidity sweep? Which is, most people miss that. Liquidity sweep happens when you see this trade that you have entered. Once there was liquidity sweep, right? You can see that this is the trend line. The trend is down. So number one is completed. We have sold. Secondly, we have seen the price action confirmation, a strong rejection. Thirdly, if you look at the series of lower high, and it's broken here. So that's a, if you look at that's a liquidity grab, right? Because any downtrend suddenly break of this swing, like the series of lower high in a downtrend, is where there is a liquidity sweep or liquidity grab. The market has prepared for new move. So these three things that must be considered when we are trading based on a strategy. Now that can be a strategy, yes, but the price action confirmation is strategy, right? What kind of price action you want to see? You want to see head and shoulder? You want to see double top? Or you want to see bullish or bearish engulfer, moving average crossover? Everything can be a strategy. But within that strategy, you have to have this component of the confirmation of these three fundamental market mover for your directional bias. Now we can see that after breaking this high, while we are discussing, the market start to drop back below. And here we'll be looking at for potential entry again. I see there are three. If you look at, there is 1, 2, 3 rejection of this 5 minutes bearish engulfer in this downtrend, and we can look for there's a drop here. You can look for a confirmation, and I'm ready to enter anytime whenever it comes along the way. So 1 hour candle close. Look at here. And it might come down faster. Okay, so I'm planning for, if the market goes here to retest this 1 hour opening, where the new 1 hour price action has closed and opened, that could be a zone that you can look for potential sell entry, because that's a high probability zone. The market may not go. If it goes, if it continues to drop, it can continue to drop back down here. But to get a high probability entry, you want to see that pullback to the upside. Patience is key. Sometime I take a bit of time to enter, which is a good idea. Always to take little time for the confirmation of each entry. Just has shown significant downtrending market structure, and the volume is high here for the seller. So that being said, here if you look at that level, which is previous resistance, there is an imbalance. I'm waiting for an entry, guys. It's maintaining that very strong downtrend here now here. Sometime we intend to enter, but the market keep coming down, and we want to see the deeper pullback here for an entry. It's downtrend, but I normally don't jump on a trade in the middle. You want to see that price action confirmation, a deeper pullback in this downtrend for us to be able to sell. But if you look at this red candle, this 1 minute chart, the candles are bigger, so there is a volume in it. That means we could see that soon coming further lower. Okay, so here is that zone where the price action, if you look at with this significant, there is a narrow doji has formed. Cool. So with this supporters, the market is now moving up here for this pullback. This is the market in a zone where that I would say the price action to the market left here significant imbalance. Couldn't enter yet, but I think there is around still there is a potential for 150 to 200 pip move down back in that area for another wave of drop. Okay, so here if you look at that of this support, from this support the market is slowly creating its bias back to the upside here, which is moving towards that pullback area. Now you will be looking for a possible entry once the price action goes up here for another wave of pullback. And if you look at the 15 minutes price action, then you can see the market has dropped to that support and the 1 hour price action is here. So this moving up to this neckline will be a good area for us to be able to look for entry. So I'm looking at here in this area. This is where, if you look at that, there's a narrow green candle in this whole move. The price action moving back to that. There is also in this area there's a liquidity zone. They're expecting the market to respect that level and then to trend back down below here. And with that movement, if you look at this market structure, it's trying to again, so this is what I would say a continuation of this downtrend of this level pullback and the drop pullback. They're expecting it to trend back here down to this long-term support area. There is a, if you look at this, is where there is a liquidity zone, which is an order block, the older order block, right? So this zone is where you want to look for the entry. And as you can see, there is a 5 minutes candle close coming, and the market structure potentially to remain here bearish. So I will be looking for sell entry of this level, keeping stop loss above this high as there is an order block, and we will be looking for 167 to 170 pip stop loss here for this potential downside movement. I'm opening here a sell of this level, and this is what I've looked at, a sell in that area, and I guess you guys also there. This is the second trade. 4577.50. SL is 4594.55, and TP target here at 4556.46. Open sell, and also I've shared the same trade in the group, and I guess you guys also there. Here is the 5 minutes candle close, and they're expecting this market to potentially break below this support area of this zone. If you look at here, and I'm short on gold, open another position in that area for this potential move back below. And this is no better time than this to trade every single day, guys. And I believe you are seeing that I'm trading with hundreds of people every single day on live market. So don't miss out to join that live session. You guys can see every single day. All right. So also press the notification bell if you want to get updated whenever I'm posting any trade ideas, any educational content that I'm posting every single day. That will change the way you look at the market. So let's look at here to see how the market is doing, and we are on a sell trade. Now trading is what I truly like to do every day, and this is the easiest thing that I can do because I need nothing to do that, just a mindset. If you are someone little like me, little lazy, then this is something really great things that you can change your life by trading and by learning to trade, right? Are you learning? Why don't you replay? What about the Euro USD? What are you talking about? What are you writing here? 676767. All right, so we are sell here, right? Okay, we open sell and running in profit now, right? Why don't you trade your how do you trade? We just open WTI trade, right? Which is nearly to hitting the profit target. WTI, we do trade. I just have sent, if you look at this one, WTI, you can see. Guys, this is the real trade that I have sent out in the premium group. And I guess for those who are in the premium can verify this, right? After the gold trade hit 230 pip, WTI, crude oil, we bought by market 97.36. It's not Brent, but you can apply the same. And you can see that now it's 97.85. So it nearly hit that profit target, but I don't know, it's just returned back. But I think oil is most likely potentially to hit that $100. If this 1 hour candle is not breaking above, we might take the profit in that area. But you know, I do trade euro dollar, USD JPY. They are nice pairs, right? Euro dollar, USD JPY, British pound, US dollar. Okay. The only thing that we mostly keep on chart gold is because, let me tell you why. It's gonna look different. Okay, so there is a false break on the candle. It's closed again here. We can trade euro dollar, we can trade gold, but with the gold trade, the advantage is that also it has that both, everything has two sides, as you know that, right? You will never find a coin that has only one side. Gold has also positive and also some cons as well, trading gold. But the pros is more than the cons. Firstly, it's volatile, right? When there is a volatility, it's easy to trade. You can, how do you know that? Look at the ATR on gold on 1 minute. So if you look at the ATR on 1 minute, now it's very highly volatile. Nearly to 40 pip ATR on gold on 1 minute currently on gold. If you go to the euro dollar, you still can trade, that's fine. It's 1.6 pip on euro dollar, right? 1.6 pip on euro dollar 1 minute ATR, while gold ATR is 40 pip. 20 times more volatile than euro dollar. Can you imagine? Now, there might be little spread, but if you look at that, gold may have, like 2 pip or 3 pip spread, 2 pip, while euro dollar might have very small, but still the volatility is very high on gold. Now the con is that it's little what I'd say, that it's trading gold sometime make you like opening a lot of position sometime when you win another one, because it's moving faster. So you need to be little cautious on that area, and the rest is fine. ATR, I'm not sure what you said. Okay. The ATR is, if you go to the indicator section, click ATR, which is the average true range. So you can click that one. Okay, average true range, and then leave it on your chart, and you'll see this here, right? So the ATR is the volatility in a particular period. Okay, so if I give you that, without the indicator, if you want to understand from the chart, take the last 14 candle. For example, if you look at the last 14 candle, just measure the volatility. So for example, starting from here, this candlestick pattern has moved from high to low 45 pip. The next one moved 10 pip. The next one moved, let's say, high to low 42 pip. So one is 45 pip, 10 pip, and then 42 pip. So on and on, you're gonna add 14 candlestick patterns volatility, right? And divide by 14. So what you're gonna get is an average volatility, right? The setup is looking this way. So you're gonna get average volatility, average to range. Yeah, absolutely. So for example, after you do all of that, add and then divide by 14, you might find a number that is not matching with anyone. Probably you get 31 pip. So that means in the last 14 minutes, if you are trading on 1 minute, the average volatility per minute is 31 pip. So it's a big move, right? Going up and down a lot. So that is ATR. If you look at the euro dollar, it's only 1.6 pip. Nearly to 2 pip or 1 pip. It's varying. So this is a peak time. Sometime it might drop a little bit, sometimes goes higher. So it's easy to trade, right? And then you can use a 1 minute smaller candle as a stop loss on gold, which is very difficult to do on other instrument. So if you go to the euro dollar and then you use 1 minute candle as a stop loss, so you need to use, for example, this 1 minute, the bigger one. If we take, it's only 2.5 pip, right? So you need to place a stop loss at 2.5 pip to 3 pip stop loss, which is very, very tight, absolutely, for a currency pair. Well, if you look at the gold, if you place one candle stop loss, it's gonna be nearly to 44 pip, which is possible if you are scalping. All right, so here you can see that after break of this high with this double top, the market is showing that downtrending movement here, which we might see the market to eventually break further lower to this support area. And breaking below, we are on a trade. This is one secure. If you're hopeful about this trade, make sure you like this stream, and also don't miss out to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell. All right, so this setup is looking risky. It's true. Everything is risky, guys. So nothing comes without risk. Music, well, the market is showing the downtrending move. It's creating that bearish pressure. So coming down here, and we are looking forward to this one as well, to take this move back down, back below to this key support area. I think that's gonna be potentially liquidity sweep here. Any breaking news? Why this market is going up here? Let's see that what's happening. Any breaking news? And you can see some of the news that has come out. UAE decided to exit OPEC plus. So that's one we have looked at. There's no one going into marine traffic data, a VLCC tanker belonging to the Japanese refining with coordination of Iran. Okay, anything else? So I think we looked at in our previous no session. So US Energy Secretary Trump is focused on getting right deal with Iran. Okay, so we are seeing some the news which is related to the market, but there is no new breaking news. Therefore, the market is trading with the existing information that we had. We see there is a well, I would say that this is a false breakout, which might create a new opportunity here, and that might be bringing the market back below, which is you can see the price action showing up, and which is good to see that the market is breaking low. And we want to see this one as well. Welcome. Running profit. Say yes if you're running profit here. And did you like the stream? Welcome. Again, there is another potentially so with this initial break below, we can see the market again retesting this high. So it is retesting this high. That might say these are potentially be preparing for another move. So with consolidation here, and we are seeing that the market trying to break that low, and I'm holding on to that here. for this potential drop down back below, as this market is trending. We are on the sell side, in the right side. Let's see how far it goes. I guess you guys are also excited to open this trade here. I think it needs more of liquidity. It's more about. So let's see that we traded in the major direction of the trend. That's what we're looking at. Now the market can go up and directly can go to the stop loss, but our job is to trade with the trend, guys. That's what you need to look at, right? Even if the trade not going in our favor, because you see that we had an incredibly high win rate only because we trade with the trend. This is only the way you can keep a high win rate, because the market will, never always give you in your direction all the time. But if you trade with the trend, in majority of the time you're gonna be right, and keep like this a smaller stop loss. If the trade goes to stop loss, don't move it, take the loss and wait for the next one. Again, trade with the trend. So the major trend that you can see, it's a well-defined downtrend. Now still the market can go back here, liquidity zone. We didn't enter there. If in case the market goes back to our stop loss here, then around this area we'll be selling again, keeping the stop loss above this high for another drop. That's the simplest way. If the market, you have the TP target here, this is an imbalance in the market. You see that this is a fair value gap, and that fair value gap has not been tested yet. So the chances for the market to fill that zone, to drop down back below this fair value gap, is higher, right? And if it drops, it might just keep one single move and hit the profit target. Fair value gap is important because it's an imbalance. You see, the universe is constantly striving for balance. The market also constantly strives for balance. So that's why you'll see the market, whenever fair value gap left for a long time, it just reverse and fill those fair value gap immediately. It's got a rejection here. So here you can see this is a very interesting market structure, and that could be that the market to eventually break below, and we are on it. So you have traded the trend, we'll leave the rest on the market. Price will go higher. Okay. Last week on last Friday I had back to back 2 losing trades. That's fine, sometimes it happens. It's getting very choppy in this area. Reach that previous resistance line. Here only thing that so we look at, I'm not moving the stop loss at entry. If the market breaks the stop loss, we'll be looking for entry again, but I think it still can have a stronger rejection of this. Price will go here, buy on gold, oil going down. Oil, I think, if you look at, there was a spike and I think it's gaining potentially momentum. Let's see that if it is any reversal on oil. And gold is now, if you look at in this area, getting weaker. So you see there is a rejection. This one is just successfully coming down. That's a massive liquidity grab. And you can hold that more back below. So it's on a midway, right, in the middle point of this move. I think we may have seen the low for today. So this is the 4-hour close coming, and though there is quite a few sessions, the market has maintained a downtrend. So it is not, I will not be surprised also if the market goes up again, but before it goes up, still there is a imbalance here. If you look at, this is a sharply falling market. So what it could do if the market breaks this high after going to this zone, it is still can come back down. So this is a strongly falling market, and I'm not going to be a buyer in such a strongly falling market. So it might, if it goes up, it can go up for breaking any of this zone, and then we would say that it's still coming back down below to the support area again. How does that? So you can see that here in this area the market has reached that zone. This is why the traders fail, is because when they have all win, and if one trade doesn't go, then they just throw the strategy into the window, and that creates that losing loop. Okay, no strategy you can find with 100% will work all the time, but this is strategy, the trade that you have open is still is running, right? So, but when you are trading, the goal here for you is to take a strategy that works most of the time. You have to accept the fact that some trade will not go in your favor. And I didn't take a smaller win. We had a 230 pip win in our London session live, and this one also have the same target here, nearly to 210 pip target. You cannot win 100% of the time. It's impossible. What will happen? Let's say you win 100% of the time, you have a strategy, then the market will not move, because it defies the probability. It can't be a strategy that wins 100% of the time. So let me tell you what will happen. Let's say you have a strategy that wins 100% of the time. Let's imagine that it works 100% of the time. What will happen? The market will not move at all. The market will be still, stand still. Have you seen that, during the Christmas time or sometime, in a big holiday, next day the market open like this, just one line, right? Let's say daily candle, big green candle, and then day after there is another candle like that. But in the holiday there is just one line, so the market will become like this. You'll just see lines on there is no candle, there's only lines. If there is a strategy 100% of the time. Smaller trades, that's fine. Alrighty, so you can see the market has started to move back down, but if you guys looked at that, our strategy that we are trading here is, so far past week we had 4 winning days, 1 day we had a losing trade. This week so far yesterday and today, all the trade that you have opened, all of them winner, and this is all of them, majority of them in live. You guys can see you have opened most of them on live. You can go back to the live session, you can watch those lives. If this one successfully moved down, then you will be almost all of them winner. But if this one is going other direction, then we'll be taking this and we'll be looking for the next one as a recovery trade. Okay, so you can see the market has moved in the direction that we are looking at. Okay, so we start to break below here, and we are looking for this market to eventually trend, and here I'm looking for the price action to break that further lower side of this zone. Cool. All right, here the market is now below our entry, and this is the another way that you can look at the effectiveness of the trade that you have opened. That's what you want to look at. You can win 100% of the time. Coach, you. Okay, now we see that the market is coming here back below to our entry, and which is that the price action, if you look at here in this area, there is a there is an imbalance that you can see the price action coming to that area of imbalance, which is showing that the market structure here is maintaining the downtrend, and we are almost nearing to the end of the 1 hour candle close here as well, which is still downtrending, and I'm looking forward to see that this price from the lower time frame to remain bearish. So if you look at this 15 minutes candlestick pattern, is closing in 3 minutes, which is also after this doji. There's another red bear candle, which is, for me, it's still bearish trend, and we still can expect it to break below. We see there's some pullback. They're expecting it to go up for another pullback and then to remain in the direction of the major flow. Flow is very important to look at. Alrighty, so let's look at here. So we are seeing there is, so far, after this rejection, double rejection, the market is showing that potential trend continuation. If you look at the 15 minutes here, also one big red bear candle. It's also the 30 minutes price action. Now, this is the zone that you want to see. It's rejecting back below. I'm not closing break even. Now, if it breaks below here with this 1 hour candle close, we can expect it to trend continue down. Or if the market changes trend here, going back up, and it might even go to the stop loss, that's fine. We are almost nearly there. Here, some sort of risk has to be taken for reward. That's how trading is, guys. In the meantime, did you like this stream? We see that the market is coming in our favor. Already, so it's showing that the market trend is here bearish, and you can see the market is maintaining that trend back down here below in the direction of the trend. And I'm on it. Cool. It's breaking below here. And we are on it. Market reached a zone of so I'd like to also draw a level here at the 1 hour resistance line. So this is a fair value gap, and the market is moving in that fair value gap. We are up here 96 pip. Can you say yes if you are running profit with me? That is cool. That is cool. You're the best code. Yeah, there's no way to you can close it. You know, it's running and it's going on, and you want to hold it. That's where you want to trade, right? It's running. Thank you. Very good, very good, very good. We are holding on to that. Now I'm not closing in the middle because I'm going to take the full potential TP. The market has a volatility and thank you. Okay, so we are here. We are the market is trending, and we are running nearly to 100 pip. Come on. Running in here in this area for another move back down. Okay. If this 1 minute candle get a rejection back below, okay, so if this 1 minute candle successfully get rejection, we're looking forward to see the market to come back to our profit target. Looks like that there is some kind of bearish rejection coming of this. And the market structure shows here that bearish move that you can see. Still they're expecting to remain here downside. Okay, after this break of structure that we can see the market is trending now. I'm still holding on to that, right? Will it TP? Will it have the 20 EMA? It didn't. It near there. But the most important part here, guys, is the patience that you need. That pays off. Patience pays off. How many of you believe that patience pays off? If you look at that, every trade that I'm opening, also you can find an alert in the premium Telegram group, right? In the premium signal group, where you can access everything that I am opening. So don't miss out that if you are in the premium. And okay, here is what you can see. There's a long wick. There's a long wick 5 minutes candlestick pattern. They're looking forward to see the price to fill the imbalance and to break that support here to create a new lower low. Cool, I'm running in profit. Still be holding. with this market structure. Looking forward to see the trend to continue. Because the 1 hour market structure showing that there is still a higher possibility for the trend continuation, and therefore we are in the trend, we are trading with the trend, and trading with the trend is the most profitable trading system that one can ever have. So always keep trading with the trend. You guys see that all my strategy that I'm using is based on the trend and based on the direction of the trend. What time phrase is that? So the time frame, we are trading on 1 minute. So 1 minute scalping. There is a lot of names. You can say day trading, scalping. The goal here is to trade with strategy. If you understand the trend, time frame doesn't matter for you. And if you're trading with me now, you know that for an extended period of time, we are trading every single day, making consistent growth every single day. And here's what it is. There's a consolidation in this area here. Looking for the market to now break below. Trump has posted that Iran has told him they are confused and they want Strait Hormuz to be open. I don't know why he's talking all this. Let me see the FOREX perspective. So then any news has come out. Okay, so there is a breaking news. 44 minutes. Iran has just informed us that they are in a state of collapse. They want us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible. Okay, let's see that. This is a Truth Social post. Iran has just informed us that they are in a state of collapse. They want us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible as they try to figure out their leadership situation, which I believe they will be able to do. Thank you for your attention. And I thought it was Iran who okay, so that this is basically, we can see the oil is up, so gold is down now. So that means it's trying to say that the Iran's economy probably, or either leadership, everything has collapsed. And now so how does that, what is this map? Is Strait of Hormuz? Yeah. So the gold is selling off, right, with that news. How does the gold is selling off? Okay. I thought it was Iran. I'm still not sure. No, there was a block deal. And there was a blockade, right? There was a US blockade. Right? Am I right? Anyone has a different information? Okay, it bounced back after we know that now the gold buyers came out, right? Now I think this is a pullback still. You're almost halfway back to our entry. 126 pip bounce back up. This news, sir, will make gold buy. He usually talks this speech and market flies too so hard. so better to keep eye on the news rather than the market. We will not look at chart anymore. Just we will keep that news portal open whenever there's a news coming, and we can just open a position here, right? Okay, so you can see that the market has reached that entry or to this level here and rejected back again. Yeah, this is what we have seen, and I saw that the news has significant influence, which is not only now, from very beginning, right? I when I begin my trading and I didn't know this kind of things that really influence the market, and many times I got a big loss for news spike. Not the data I had the calendar, because with the data coming, for example with the calendar, you know that when the news is coming and you can manage your trade. But for those breaking news, that sometimes becomes very, very uncontrollable because you don't know when it's coming. And I remember quite a few events, and these days you see that it's all the time. Anytime, few things, natural disasters, war, any sensitive event directly creates big move in the market. So I'm selling 75% at 4565. 45. Now the market is still in for me, it's still a selling market. I'll still be holding. That's why I'm holding that trade. You guys can see the market has moved almost 126 pip from our entry, but I didn't close it because so far it shows downtrend. Therefore, it is not unusual to see the market to again come back to this support area, all right? Because if you look at the 1 hour, that you can see the 1 hour level 4580, that's a level that the market can have another rejection if the market goes up back again. And if you look at that again, I think there's some okay, you can see off this level it's breaking again further lower of this, and that's a key zone here that you can see. Okay, so there is a liquidity sweep and the market is now breaking that low. So this is if you look at that, it's having stronger liquidity gap. All right, so you see that. How many of you are running this trade? Cool. We are back on track. We are back on the trend. So are you alive with are you live with me with this trade? This is the results of patience. So you can see that the market almost reached our nearly to our stop loss, and finally it's coming down. I'm hopeful that we can take that full TP on that, and if that's gonna be 210 pip again, earlier 230 pip, 450 pip on a single 2 trades today, sold 50% off. Okay, now the market structure that you can see here in this area, which is showing that bearish and high possibility downtrend. So the 1 hour, the price action, this is also the 30 minutes perspective downtrend. So there is a narrow zone again. We see there is a narrow consolidation pattern being formed in this area where the 15 minutes price action as well, showing that there is a narrow consolidation in this zone, and there might be an upside again. But I'm still looking to see this market potentially to continue to trend in the direction of the trend. I'm not closing, because if you look at the 1 hour price action, the 1 hour price action here is still showing that there is a possibility for a downtrending move back below in this area. So there is another narrow green candle has formed. Holding here, and if you look at the 1 hour, that 1 hour price action for me is still in a downtrend. I'm still holding the trade and I'm not closing yet, and I guess you guys also this. Let's see that how far it goes. And if you look at the trend here, overall is was in a downtrend, and I'm expecting it to remain bearish for this move today here. So it reached again at our entry here, and okay, there's a potential liquidity grab from the top and downtrend, so expecting it to continuation of this downtrend. We'll be holding till the last move of this trend, and you know, in case the market not going in their favor, that's fine. We still on a, like, the goal here is to trade with the trend. And the market is in a downtrend and expecting it to continue to the major direction of the trend. So this is the 5 minutes candlestick pattern, closing with a pretty long wick, doji from the top, which is a bearish engulfer, and looking forward to see the market trend to continue to its major direction. Once this candlestick pattern close successfully, breaking that low, that we can expect it to drop to nearly to our profit target. I was not closing the position for this move, guys, to take this move down back, and we potentially be successful here. Thank you. And we can see the market is here in this direction. We are up here nearly to 100 pip up, 100 pip up. I secure multiple times of re-entry, again enter point 200 pip. Always remain calm, because one by one. I used to do that before, opening few position. I'll be out of the market now. See you tomorrow in London, 90%. I used to open few position before, one after one, but it makes me overwhelming, because when the market goes opposite, just all of them goes down, and I don't like to see that every trade going in negative. But this is a good practice. If you can add to the winner, but it's sometime important. And I guess you guys learning here, and I'm also learning a lot from this every single day. We are making heaps up here. Okay, so I'm not closing it here. I want the market to close it. That is awesome. Going back here. Running profit and not closing yet. We are up 117 pip. All right, so you are nearing to the hitting the target here. Do you think it will go down? I'm still thinking that. Because this is an imbalance here. If you look at this, is fair value gap. because the market has dropped that far after multiple liquidity sweep, that is a chance for the market even to extend beyond, right? It is a possibility the market will have to close out, left a small position. That's fine. That's fine. I think Willie B. Lemmy, I think you were saying in the middle that. Okay, thank you. Very good. Now it's dropping, right? And I'm holding on to that full position for the full profit target hit. And it's in that direction, guys. Love you, sir, and learn something and enjoy the session. Thank you very much. Absolutely. And this is this session dedicated to all of you guys for learning, growing, making consistent profit from the day one. It's hitting the profit target. Now we had 4 sessions since yesterday, 4 live session, and in 4 session, all those trades are winner. Did you enjoy that? Did you like that? And this is how we trade. Now at the moment, we are at almost last moment, right? And I'm about to take the profit now of this trade. It's hitting the TP, I know, but I'm closing it manually now. Thank you very much. So I've closed it. It's almost hitting the TP, but more often for a few people the market bounce off because it's the liquidity zone. It happens. Okay, so I'm out, and also have updated the group for going out with this trade. It's a successful entry, successful close, and I'm looking forward to see more entry later today again. And it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Thank you very much. Great session. It was a great session with all of you. I believe you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, make sure you stay connected. All right, and if you look at that, also tomorrow I'll be coming on live twice, and this is an FOMC coming, right? Big day coming, so don't miss out those sessions, and I'll see you there again. It was a great session. Secured. We'll discuss more about this trade and also the previous trades tomorrow. Also in the live session, we'll be going in depth analysis. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again very soon. Until that, stay well, stay happy.